Hey everyone, Simon here with Top Tennis Training, and in this video I want to show you the 3 most common errors that tennis players make when they're returning serve and how to fix them. So hopefully will help you to become a better returner. So common error number 1 is players taking the return as if it's a normal forehand or backhand ground stroke. Now if you study most of the best players in the world, they have in general 3 different types of swings on a particular shot. So on the forehand, Djokovic might have his normal swing looking something like this. So he has quite a big loop, and this is for when he has time. This is his normal rally forehand. Then he'll have a second one, which is a similar loop, but on a smaller scale. So it might look something like this. Now this could be used when he's taking the ball on the rise, or he's being attacked and the opponent has put a lot of pace on the ball. Now he's struggling, he won't have time for his normal swing, so he makes it almost half, that 50% swing. Then he has the third one, which is his return swing. And his return of serve swing could be simply taking the racket to the side, making contact and finishing. Now before we get any deeper into the video, if you're serious about improving your game, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on that notification bell. So the first step in becoming a better returner is to know that the swing on the return is much shorter than your normal forehand or your normal backhand. And this goes for the one-handed backhand or the two-handed backhand. So when you're returning, a good vision to have in your mind is, if I'm standing here, I want to imagine that behind me there is a fence or a wall that is stopping me from having big swings. So now we can imagine that right behind my back is a wall or a fence which is blocking me from going behind my body with my racket. On a normal forehand I would get to here, but on my return swing I'm trying just to get to the side of my body, and this will allow me to make sure that I can reach forward for that return. So now I'm imagining there's a wall behind me. I can only take the racket to the side of my body for my forehand or my backhand, and from here I'm simply going forward and finishing the swing. Now remember, when you're returning against someone who's hitting quite a big serve, you can simply redirect that ball and use their pace. So you don't actually need a swing because the ball already has a lot of pace on it. The whole purpose of a swing is to generate power, to generate that racket hit speed. So the swing allows you to generate power, but if the ball already has power on it, you can simply redirect that ball and use the opponent's pace. So you're using the pace of the server instead of producing your own, and this is why those small compact swings are crucial on the return. Now a lot of the swing actually happens from the coil and uncoil. I have my racket ready for my forehand now. From that ready position, if I don't do anything with my arm, I'm simply turning my shoulder. So my left shoulder will turn towards the net. I'm turning the shoulder and then I'm uncoiling. So it's simply that coil and uncoil. Now I've done nothing with the hand. Now look at what happens with my racket. It comes to the side of my body and then I open up. So I'm actually controlling the swing simply by coiling the shoulders and uncoiling. The same thing on my two-handed backhand. I'm in that position, I coil, I uncoil. Same thing on the one-handed backhand. I coil, I uncoil. So you can generate a lot of power on the return. You can overcome a lot of power by using the coil and uncoil on every single return. Once again, on my forehand return, coil, uncoil, backhand, coil, uncoil, one-handed, coil, uncoil. So the shoulder turn and that coil and uncoil becomes more important than having a swing with the arm itself. So imagine there's a wall behind you, you can't take the racket back behind your body's line, you're blocked from taking a big swing, and all you're doing is using the opponent's pace and that coil and uncoil to make sure that you have a bit of power, you have the ability to overcome fast balls by using the core muscles, by using those trunk muscles. Common error number 2 is players blocking themselves off by using either a neutral stance or a closed stance. You especially see this on those wider serves, the serves that go towards the tram lines. What tends to happen is players, instead of using the right footwork, which we're going to cover in a minute, they start to now chase after that ball using a lunge step to reach those wider balls. So what tends to happen is this. Now from here, I'm locked off from actually hitting a good return, and my reach is very limited because I'm only using one step. So once again, I can only reach to here now. Anything wider than that, it's an ace, or it's going to be very hard for me to actually get any power on the ball. So A, this takes time, and B, you're blocking yourself off from actually creating that uncoil motion on the way forward, so your swing is simply coming from the wrist and from the arm. And what you should be looking to do is always start that return with the outside leg. So on my backhand return, I would be stepping out with my left leg, so I'm doing my split step. At the same time that I'm coiling the upper body, this outside leg now, my left leg, steps out, opens the hips, and this allows me to go forward onto my right leg. So I'm doing a lunge onto my right leg, but from that left leg. So split step, left, right. Now because I'm going from left to right as I make contact, this is putting my body weight behind that return. That return is going to be much more stable because it has my body weight supporting the racket when I actually hit the ball. The exact same pattern on the forehand side. I'm split stepping, I'm stepping out with my right leg, opening the hips now, I can reach much wider with one step, and from here I'm going onto my left leg. Creating that body momentum forward and helping me to really stabilize that return and actually overcome the pace of the server. Now this is the same for the one-handed backhand. I'm split stepping, I'm stepping out with my outside leg, so left, and then going on to the right leg.
Wow, nice shot.
So if I can master those footwork patterns and start to use them when I'm returning, I'll always have my body weight going forward, and I'll always be able to cut off those wide serves, so hopefully the aces will go down against me, and also I'll have pace to actually deal with those wider balls. Common error number 3 is players forgetting to do a full follow through. Now often players are told to reduce their swings on return, and that's exactly what we've covered in step 1. Now what it should be is reduce your backswing, but have your forward swing the same. So your finish should be the exact same as your normal forehand or backhand ground stroke. What a lot of players do is they have a big backswing and then they stop as they make contact. Instead of having a big backswing and no follow through, you should have a small backswing and a big follow through. And this big follow through will actually help you to generate that spin, which will help you to control the ball and make it more consistent. So as I make contact on my backhand, maybe my racket only comes to here, but as I hit, I now go all the way to my shoulder. This is the same with a one-hander. I might only take the racket here, but I'm finishing the swing. Because during the strike zone, during that contact point, I want my racket traveling from low to high to generate that margin, that lift over the net, and the spin, top spin. Same on the forehand. My racket might start here, but I'm finishing all the way across. So focus on that finish and actually even pause it for a second when you finish that return. So next time you're working on the return, you can work on returning and stopping, like someone is taking a picture of you on that follow through. So here once again, hit, stop. This will reinforce having that extended finish and making sure that you brush the ball as you hit the shot. So a quick recap to becoming a better returner. Step 1 is shortening your backswings and making sure that you simply use that unit turn, that coil and uncoil on forehand and backhand returns. Step 2 is using the correct footwork patterns and not locking yourself off by using the neutral or closed stance. You're going outside leg first and then you're lunging into the ball. Outside leg and jumping into the ball. And step 3 is having a small backswing but having your normal follow through, which will help you to produce that spin and that net clearance. So there you have it, 3 steps to becoming a better returner. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you've learned a lot of new things, hopefully, which will make you a better returner. Now if you have enjoyed the video, click on the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and turn on that notification bell. Also leave a comment down below, which type of lessons would you like to see from us in the near future. Signing off, Simon from TTT, all the best and see you soon.
Wow, nice shot.